Yo, bro, I was just about to hop in the shower and I was thinking about you, not in a weird way. I'm 2 years into this business, almost 1 million subscribers, monthly income is about 50K. I'm not saying boasting and stuff, but I'm just to kind of give some credentials. I want you to go onto my main channel, go and find my website. I think the URL is hamza-ahmed.co.uk, something like that. Go and look at what my website looks like. I'm 2 years into this shit. I don't have a functional website. I don't have a logo. I've spent maybe 2 minutes or something doing the God damn, that's a pretty sunset. Oh, sunrise. Look at that shit, bro. Baby's down there. I see too many like beginners in social media, YouTube, entrepreneurship, focusing on things that aren't essential. They're like, oh, I need a business name. I need a logo. I need like the channel banner art. Spending like an hour like trying to find the right picture. You don't need any of that stuff. You need to just start producing some valuable content or something of value straight away. I learned this from the book, The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, and he speaks about this concept which will really help you not only in entrepreneurship, making money, cultivating an audience online, but also just in general with your self-improvement. And he speaks about what's called mental masturbation. Oh, he calls it action faking, which is that you do something that kind of feels productive, but it doesn't actually reach to the output, like the results that you actually want. If I change my channel profile picture right now, it doesn't change anything. And yet some people will literally spend like an hour trying to find like the right picture to take. You know, I use like literally just a basic selfie. Like if you're an OG of the channel, you'll know I use literally just like a 3 or a 2-year-old picture for my YouTube like profile picture for literally a year straight. Like the blue one when I was in the gym, when I had like the jawline and everything. And then after a year, after like 100,000 subscribers, I finally took a new picture. And guess how professional it was? I was in my home gym and I just took a picture like this. Boom. Now we're on 800 and something K, and like I spent like 20 minutes putting my bathrobe on, setting up lighting, and then when I was already somewhat successful, that's when I like took a good logo, like a profile picture. But I see too many guys just wasting time, man. You don't need a logo. You don't need like a fucking business plan, bro. Do you think like you're some gray suit guy, bro? Relax. I had a friend in university who was like a prime action faker, mental masturbator. And I remember that before he would like, we were both into entrepreneurship and we'd be trying businesses, writing ebooks and, what we were doing, drop shipping. He was getting into trading, like trading 212, like he wanted to trade like Forex and everything, like foreign exchange currency and stuff. I never liked the idea of that. And before he would ever try to do any kind of business, he'd spend literally days or weeks writing up a business plan first. And you might say, oh, well, that sounds like a sound like business decision. Well, guess what? He never actually implemented any of those business ideas. You've got to understand like this creative insight, this burning desire that you have to work and to achieve results. It doesn't last forever. And sometimes you need to captivate on it straight away and tell yourself, okay, there is something easy I can do with, ease, low friction, easy. And it's not deep work. I can do it whilst listening to music. I can do it in a nice coffee shop. It feels good. It's not going to get you the results that you want, bro. The results that you really want in most of your self-improvement, in entrepreneurship, in making money, and all these like big things, really the results that you want is that hard thing that you don't want to do. Especially with entrepreneurship. This is a quick lesson. I'm butt naked. Hopefully you can't see like my ass, and I'm gonna have to like watch this video now because maybe I've walked past the mirror or something. But I was just about to hop in the shower and then I thought of this. And one last thing, right? There is, I think MJ DeMarco, you need to go check that author if you're not into entrepreneurship. MJ DeMarco, The Millionaire Fastlane. He speaks about like this wall, like the barrier to entry for businesses. And even the same can be said about improving yourself in self-improvement. The most important, the most valuable things that you can do, especially in terms of making money or acquiring any other kind of resource, is the thing that has quite a lot of friction for you to actually do. So let's say you want to write a book. Well, it might be nice for you to like, oh, well, I'll just research other writers. I'll see what another writer is writing on Twitter or some, it's like some waste of time thing. That's easy to do. So guess what? Everyone else is going to do it. You know what the hard thing to do to write your book is to literally just sit down and start writing and not have to like have perfectionism or, to constantly like read over and, oh, it's not that good, yeah. It's to literally just burst out the first draft, write 50,000 crappy words. Or with a YouTube video, the hardest thing to do is literally just grab your phone, grab whatever, and literally just start recording right now with no level of like insecurity of like, oh, but I'm not good enough just yet. I need to research more. That barrier to entry with the most important task if you can surpass it, if you can burst through that barrier, that wall, chances are 90% of people have stopped at that singular wall that you've just hit. So it's like, okay, 100% of people are here. There's the first wall, the first like level of friction to some hard work in whatever endeavor that you're going to do. 90% of people will stop there because they don't want to experience the friction or the discomfort. So there's only like 10% of people left, right? And you're going to be one of them if you pass through that initial need for real action on the real consequential tasks. There's only 10% of people left here. Well, guess what? The next wall is right there, and 90% of these 10% are going to stop right there. Entrepreneurship and developing yourself, and especially becoming successful, is literally all about recognizing these walls where you would rather do something that feels comfortable and bursting through and doing that uncomfortable activity. And this is, I've just linked it in my brain to the concept of deep work and not working for like 10 hours a day and everything. Because if you're really working on these hard, uncomfortable, high friction, mentally demanding tasks, you can't work for more than 3 hours. Honestly, you really can't work for more than 3 hours. When someone tells me they work for 10 hours a day, or they, like a student tells me, oh, I study for 10 hours. I'm just like, okay, you might be sat there wasting your time. But I promise you right now, you're not doing like the high mental demanding tasks, because there's no way you can do them for 10 hours, 5 hours, shut up, 8-hour days. Bro, it's not happening. The high demanding tasks take a few hours. Jordan Peterson wrote once that he said it in a podcast, maybe someone can comment which one it was, but he said in a podcast that he only writes for 3 hours a day and then he gets too tired. It just messes up his brain, and then what he produces after that isn't even worthwhile. The concept of deep work coupled with this idea of just focusing on the main task and not like producing a logo or a channel banner art or something like that. You don't need that stuff. There's that one main task. And this is linking a lot. It's beautiful outside here, man. This is linking a lot to a bunch of books I've read, and I'll tell you this one. Bro, I need to go for a shower, man. You're holding me up, bro. Oh, we're 7 minutes into the video. If I keep you here for another minute, then we can hit the 8-minute YouTube monetization thing. So yeah, how we do? This is what YouTubers will do, bro. They'll record a video that ends up like 5 minutes, 5.5, 7 minutes. They'll be, oh shit, I've got to get it to 8 minutes, bro. Okay, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. To just watch the sunrise with me and then just give me some ad revenue, please, bro. Please do it. Skillshares, cancel us, please, bro. Just sit here and just stay here for me, bro. Please, I need it. Now, Tim Ferriss, what was he? Tim Ferriss, in the 4-Hour Workweek, he asks you to ask this question to yourself to find out, okay, what task is it? Okay, so this video has all been about, okay, don't do less important but easier tasks, and focus instead on the big tasks that will burst you through a level of friction, like a wall, that will stop you from experiencing this level of mental masturbation that the majority of other people in your space will experience. And so Tim Ferriss asked this question, which changed my life, and it might change for you. And he asked you to ask yourself, if you only had 2 hours per week to do your work, what tasks would you do? And of course, you can change work to the activity. If you only had 2 hours per week to, for example, do YouTube or to build muscle, what would you do for those 2 hours? The majority of other things are usually just mental masturbation. So it's gonna sound very, very common sense, but what do you think the answer is in terms of being a YouTuber? If you only had 2 hours per week, what would you do? Well, you'd record videos. That's common sense, right? I remember doing this and I was like, well, yeah, I record videos. And then he said, okay, well, if you've got more time, what else are you doing with your time? I was like, fuck, 90% of the tasks that I'm doing right now aren't recording videos. And in fact, the one main task, the one crucial task to my success, which is literally recording videos, I was off put and I didn't really feel like doing it. Why? Because I was so mentally tired from 10 other different things that I was doing. Ask yourself that question right now. If you only had 2 hours per week to, do this thing, to, go into this endeavor, to do YouTube, to write a book, to grow your Instagram meme page, to study, whatever. Yeah, to study is a good one as well. And to level up in your career, to get into fitness, to build muscle, to build strength, whatever. If you only had 2 hours per week, what would you focus on? What would you do with just 2 hours? Because that one activity that you'll say that you'll do is literally the thing that you should revolve all your time around. And this sounds very counterintuitive. It's very scary for people to hear this advice. But the more then that you can start to just eliminate and outsource other tasks that weren't in that 2 hour question, the better the task of that 2 hour question will be. So as a YouTuber, what would I do if I only had 2 hours per week to work? I would record videos, but I was doing 10 other tasks. I was coaching. I was doing interviews and everything, right? Imagine I was doing like 10 other things, replying to comments and all this shit, right? Starting an email list and everything, right? Whilst those things seem productive and there is some kind of benefit to doing some extra task, you know, there is some kind of benefit to making a logo. Do you know what I mean? There is some kind of benefit to like updating your channel profile picture on YouTube or something, right? But the extra mental fatigue that comes from doing this wide array of extra tasks actually neutralizes your ability to really perform well in that one main task. I'm not famous, but I'm somewhat known now for my odd work habits and my work routine. Through all of this success, like I've come across a bunch of other YouTubers who work quite literally 10 times more than me, and their results are 10 times less. When I started in the self-improvement space, you know, I started with like 0 subscribers. There were people there with hundreds of thousands, 1 million, 2 million, and like our channel's performing better. And I don't mean to, compare and compete and stuff. Fine. I don't mean to put anyone down, but like they work too much. All I have done in like my YouTube space and my career over the last like year and a half is literally just record videos. That's all I do for my work. I literally just record videos. So that means that when it's time for me to record a video, I'm totally refreshed because I work like 2 to 3 hours per week. Now, because recording videos, you know, I've minimized it. If you know the sort of updates on the main channel, I'm not recording every day and everything. So I've got more of a mental capacity. So now I'm doing some other things. But for a whole year straight where I cultivated an audience of almost 1 million, I didn't focus on my business plan or my channel trailer or anything like that. I didn't focus on like updating the logo or like the website. Go and look at my website, bro. Go and look at my website. You know, people would message me, oh, you know, your website's not looking good. People would message me, oh, you know, if you get onto TikTok, I didn't do any of that. I focused on the videos. I focused on the one main task. You don't need a logo, bro. Beautiful. We're past 8 minutes, so you can go now. Appreciate that, bro. I really needed you today. Do you want to watch me shower?